I don't want to regret at the end of the day that didn't at least try. Because you're already counting yourself out if you haven't tried.
That looks so much fun. But would I be happy if I was there knowing these people? You know, like I don't smoke, I don't drink. And
I've always loved acting, but I didn't have the confidence in my acting abilities. And so I...
Listen, if you have to tread softly on these words, Jennifer, we're going to get through this. And I will translate whatever she said.
Truth in the air, let it speak.
I'm off my day job for the day. So, it's
nice,
chill and ready for the weekend.
Yes.
We'll probably do nothing this weekend. So.
Oh, I'm tasked with a lot of things to do this weekend. Thanks to, somebody.
You're welcome.
So listen, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I am your host, Tae.
And I am Shamar, Tae's trusty sidekick.
We would like to give a shout out to Allen Luck Studios.
I would like to thank us.
Shout out to Charlotte Podcast Studio.
I would like to thank us.
And shout out to Art Box Charlotte.
I would like to thank us.
Now that we have the preliminaries out of the way, I'm supposed to tell y'all something. Maybe Shamar remember later on in the episode. We'll get to it. Anyway, today we are sitting with Jennifer. And Jennifer does a lot like me. So y'all know I'm going to let her introduce herself and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm Jennifer Starr and I do acting and I've done my own films. I made my own projects. Pretty much anything creative I love to do. Anything that looks interesting, I will try, except jumping out of an airplane.
We're not doing that.
Not doing that. I like to be on the ground. But yeah, so I do that. And then in my day job, I recruit for nursing. So totally different. I have to have my creative outlet from that role. But yeah, so that's pretty much me. Just working on getting out into bigger projects. But I also love the Charlotte film community because I get to have experience behind the scenes. I've done director work. I've done my own projects as well with one of my friends I met in acting class. Her name is Mina Segay. And so we've done our own projects. They are on YouTube. We have a channel called Real Girls Productions. So we've done some projects there. Hoping to do some more in the future, but that's kind of just wraps up me in general.
And shout out to Mina. I reached out to her too. So we have to get a date set for her as well.
Yeah.
So let me preface this because she left out one very important detail. 2, 1, we worked on a short film together, short film by the name of 8 Ball, written and produced by Ollie Crooms. Go check out his episode 2. And we did a premiere. First time I've seen my name on the big screen. I think it might have been the first time for a lot of people that day.
So. Yeah, probably.
And it's a very warm feeling. Make you feel all tingly. And 2, we found out that me, her, and Ollie went to school together. Went to the same high school together.
Yes. I thought you was about to say that was your cousin. Because everybody coming here.
Yeah, buddy. We related, y'all. We related. That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So all 3 of y'all went to the same school?
Yes, we did.
Cool.
Yeah, we figured that out. I graduated in 2005, and then they were earlier before me, and it was funny.
See how she just called us old?
Old. They just old.
Older. And then I actually found out that because with the film community, everybody connects through Facebook and Instagram before you actually meet them in person. And so I actually found out Ollie had connected to me on Facebook, and I was like, I know this guy's face. Couldn't figure it out. And then I figured out why. I was at my parents' house, and there's a photo of me when I was in the marching band. I was a color guard, so I wasn't in the actual musician. I was in the color guard, and he was all the way on the other side, and we never talked to each other in the band. So I was like, it was so weird. I was like, this is strange.
That sounds like Ollie. Ollie, he's one of those people that does things intentionally. And I know when he was in marching band, he was like this, you know. I hardly saw him.
Yeah.
You know, because he was just so laser focused. I walked past him like, so that's how we do?
Yeah.
You're not gonna speak today? Okay, you know, whatever. But yeah, Zebulon B. Vance. Yep. They changed the name.
Julius Chambers. I think it's called now. Yeah, something like that. So yeah. I still call it Vance because I mean,
that's why
I'm like, y'all can Google it. You can look it up. Yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very. I get excited when I meet people from Vance because you don't always meet them, but when you do, you could tell. They went to Vance. So.
We're still here. Yep. Cougar pride.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So Jennifer, we are here to talk about and discuss you and all these things.
Yeah.
Like me, you wear multiple hats. With that, what is the first hat that you ever put on that got you started on your creative journey?
Well.
Oh, we digging today.
Well, so I'll first say this. When I was growing up, my parents, we would go to the library. I couldn't really watch certain movies, but I always was watching like the old timey, like Gene Kelly musical movies. Also, we were huge in the Muppets. So I'm a huge Muppet nerd due to that. So I would say for creativity wise, it is Singing in the Rain. I love Gene Kelly. I just love the movie itself. And then also the Muppets. I feel like for me, getting into creativity, so Jim Henson, his stuff was like amazing. And after I graduated from college in 2008, it was a rough time because, you know, the economy, try and look for just a regular job. And I would always watch the Muppets Take Manhattan. That's like my favorite Muppet movie. So just to let you know. And so like, I would feel down because I had like it was really bad, but I had a red notebook trying to just find like a day job because that's how bad it was. And I would have like over thousands of applications, heard nothing. And so I would watch the Muppets, and there's a song called Don't Take No for an Answer. And it's where Kermit's going through and trying to find somebody that will produce his musical on Broadway. So I watched that to make me feel good. So I've used that as like, I would like to have have projects to be able to help people through hard times. And so that's, you know, been my thing with like getting into art to an extent there. And then the other thing is that when I was at Vance, I did start doing theater, and you wouldn't know now, but I wasn't a talker. I was very shy and didn't talk to anybody hardly. And I started doing theater. And shout out to my old theater teacher. His name is Dr. Jimmy Chrisman now, but he wrote to me. He said that he unleashed the beast because I was very quiet, would not talk at all when we were doing shows. And then I started doing like musical theater and just doing all the behind the scenes stuff. And so like it just brought me out of my shell and everything. So I give shout out to him because he's really kind of set it off a little bit more than like just, you know, Kermit, but
gave you that extra push. Now you mentioned something, and I have to ask this question. Shamar, don't you laugh at me, but you know what's going to happen. We had theater in high school.
Yes.
My gosh.
Yes, we did. Now, I will say this. So when I was in theater, I was actually, Jimmy was, I think it was his second year there. And he was actually a brand new teacher. So he had only been like, I don't know if they had it beforehand.
Okay.
But I know when I got there, he was just it was like his second year of teaching. So I could not tell you otherwise, but I remember that.
I'm gonna have to go find a yearbook.
Yeah, I'll also have to check because my brother actually graduated from there as well. So I'd have to
She's
check.
She's saying that he's old like you, so she has to go check his books.
He was the old G. He graduated the original,
the
original classes. So yeah, so real old.
Yeah, triple OG.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, so we do that. But like I said, I have no clue if there was one beforehand, but I know that was his second year.
Hey y'all, this is the Core Creates, and I'm here with Charlotte Podcast. Okay, let me tell you about this Podcast Central. This place is so dope. Not only will you be able to come here and create and have your stuff done, they will edit, record, and ship it right off to you. So you guys don't even have to do nothing but come sit and look pretty. Make sure y'all book today. Get here fast, because I'm telling y'all, with this new space that they got coming up, they're going to be super busy, and you want to make sure that you get your stuff booked and ready. Peace.
But like I said, I have no clue if there was one beforehand, but I know that was his second year and everything. And I realized, I was looking back, I was like, oh man, he wasn't much older than me, when, even though, when you're younger, you feel like, oh, they're like so much older, but
anybody outside of high school was instantly older than us. You could have been 19. We would have thought you were 25,
exactly.
30.
Yep.
It's like, oh man, you're real old.
Yeah, but I had to ask because I truly didn't know. And that's why I said, I know he gonna laugh. But
yeah, we had a great theater group, and lots of people still great. And but yeah, it was a fun theater time. And like I said, Jimmy is great, and he's now, I think he's like at the head of some college in Chicago now or something.
Oh,
and he's doing a
big dog.
lot of stuff. So shout out to him. He gave me a shout out on another podcast one time about my story about me being a chatterbox after working with him. So I'm giving a shout out to him as well.
So Jimmy, when you watch this episode, I need you to call me or Jennifer, and that way we can get you on an episode too, because it sounds like you have a story to tell amongst stories.
Yes.
Yes.
And we could do it virtually. He could be right there in Chicago.
Yep.
And we're
We
right
can do
here.
virtual.
Yep.
I will be here. You will be there. No travel required.
Yeah.
So open up your laptop.
Yeah.
So I hear what you said, and I feel that some of us do need that push.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was somewhat told something similar to the same thing, but it was more like, Tay, just do it. It was a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
It wasn't as nice.
Listen, I didn't know where you was going with that, because I'm like, I know you ain't never been quiet. Never. But yes, they had to push you to do. Okay, I'm with you now. Keep going, Tay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because some people, our viewers, they know, because I've said it multiple times. But when I got here, I was like, I don't want to do a podcast. I don't even want to be on camera. Listen, my job is behind the lens.
Yeah.
And we went through some things. It's like, well, it's hard to have a podcast studio and not have your own podcast.
Yeah.
Which is how I ended up here. And I said, if we're going to do a podcast, it's got to be something that I can talk about, not something that I always have to do like a weekly research paper on and then, talk to the guests. So, unleash the beast.
That's pretty much it. Yep.
Yes.
And I agree with that statement.
I agree too. Even if, you don't have a large or huge roar, not all animals have to roar.
Oh, yeah.
You have animals that kill it being quiet.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So shout out to these people that motivate and push us to be great.
Like I said, he has been the best. And he gave us for graduation, he gave us the places you'll go, the Dr. Seuss. And so I have that still. He has like a little nice note. So the education like system, I wish there was more theater, because that there is very important. It's the same thing as sports, but those definitely help individuals kind of like me that may be more shy, or I'm not like going to go run a marathon. That's not me. So
no, I'm not running anywhere.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll run to bed. But
that's about it.
So definitely having that outlet and everything has been great, and he's been I say when I get an Oscar, I'll bring him to the Oscar preview. Nice. So
that what she said was when she can have the Oscar. Just give me the credits for being behind the camera. So this movie, 8 Ball, can you tell the people what your role was?
Yeah. So I was the production assistant, and then ended up turning into the camera operator while I was there. So what my job was is I was pretty much I was Ollie's assistant, and I was pretty much running the show. So really kind of doing more of a assistant director role, because I would introduce myself to all the extras that came in, make sure they got their forms completed and all that kind of stuff. And then I had to keep everybody on time. And so I was yelling or coming up to Ollie and telling him, hey, we got like 2 minutes or we're going to be behind, like 10 minutes behind or something like that. So that was my job. And then, like I said, I was also doing the camera operator. And so they needed help with that. I am really bad. My brain just farted. I can't remember who the gentleman was that was cinematographer. I feel bad. I'm sorry. But he was amazing. And I was helping him out, and he was like, you know what, you're doing so great. I'm going to give you credit. And I honestly, I wasn't sure, because some people have told me that before and just never got anything. And so I was very surprised I got that, credit, and just kind of helping, with the camera work, and make sure there's no issues with that. So yeah, so that was pretty much my whole job. But I kind of helped keep the set running on the day that we were there. Keeping everything on schedule.
I got to reach out to Thor, because I know he was one of the cinematographers.
He was one. It was the other gentleman. I'm thinking Ron, but I don't think that's right. I'm sorry.
We'll say Ron sounds familiar, because I remember a name. I remember
Yeah,
Ron.
so hopefully that's right. If not, I apologize right now.
Yes,
to you on that.
Apologize, because I don't remember either.
I'm better with faces than I am names. I will admit that. So
yes, and I can see your face all day for 6 months,
exactly.
and I know what your name is
Exactly.
And when people start talking about you, I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. So yeah. So
yes.
But yeah, that was pretty much my work there, because I had reached out to Ollie and said, hey, because I had been there's life happens, things I may have not been on set as often as I wanted, and so I saw he was getting ready to shoot some stuff, and I was like, let me send him an email and say, hey, do you need any help? So I did that, and that's kind of how I got a part of the project. And then he asked about some other help, and I said, Mina, since we've worked together, I said her name, and so she ended up being the boom operator. So that was fun, because there was a scene where we were like we were tracking it, and I'm like in the back also like making sure nobody falls, because they were walking backwards. So he did that. So that's kind of how I got a part of the project. It's just I reached out since I knew Ollie was working on this project, and just see. So yeah.
So a lot can happen just by sending an email.
Yeah.
Hear how simple that is?
Well, they say closed mouths don't get fed. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
letters typed don't get responded to.
Exactly. Well, I'll say this. My mom likes to say, they don't know you're at home in your underwear.
Right.
So,
Right. They don't.
They don't. So, you got to try it.
Just sending you this email while I'm sitting here, doing nothing in my drawers.
So it's like, hey, I don't know. So yeah, so it was just, and also because I had worked with Ollie on another project before, and I was assistant director on that one. So I at least had that with him. And then I've gone to all of his different film festivals, because I've been trying to just meet people and everything in the community, because the Charlotte community, it's really great. They're very friendly.
Yes.
Because the way so I'll just kind of tell you. So how I got into doing everything now was, this might be a little too much, but anyways, I'm gonna just start. So in 2019, I started doing CrossFit. And this will all wrap up together, but I started doing CrossFit. So I never, like I said, I don't run. I run to the bed. Like, that's not me. But I started doing CrossFit, tried to do something difficult, because that's very extreme. And for the time being there, it was what I needed, and it helped motivate me. And I'd always wanted to do, because acting, I've always loved acting, but I didn't have the confidence in my acting abilities.
Me too.
And so I started doing CrossFit, and I'm like lifting weight. I'm deadlifting 175 pounds and doing all these things I never thought I could do. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this acting thing. I still have my day job, but I was like, let me try it out. And there was a studio near my house. And so I went down there. They were filmed. It was right before the pandemic started, but they were having an audition for a local movie. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to face my fear, because when I was in college at UNC Greensboro, I tried to audition for one of their plays. I say this could be in a movie, but I go up there on stage and I'm doing the scene and I like blank and I'm like freaking out. And the gentleman, I don't know who he was, he's like, don't worry, just take your time, do it again. And I started doing it and I flubbed again and I ran off. I didn't even like give him time to like say anything.
Y'all, she took off. She didn't even wait for a response. It's okay. Here's a book. Here go the lines.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Didn't even wait for a welfare check.
And as
a wellness check.
This is when you're a creative, because as I'm running off, I'm like, this would be a perfect movie scene. I was like, oh my gosh. So, I had this like fear of like the audition, and I was like, I got to do this. So I didn't tell anybody I was auditioning. I went to that local studio. I was looking up podcasts and talking about like auditioning, and because it was a cold read. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I went in, I was like, and I knew, I kept on reading stuff. It was like, dress the part, like kind of give them a look. So the individual was like a woman that was like, I think it was a mother or something. So I dressed in a dress and I was like, okay, I'm going to, this kind of gives you the look. And I was like, hopefully that's the part I'm going to get. I don't know. We'll see. And so I auditioned, and to my surprise, I got a call back.
Okay.
And I was very excited about that. And then I didn't get the part. Also, then the pandemic hit. But I started going to classes at that acting studio. It's Talent Inc. Dylan Mann is now in charge of it. Shout out to Dylan. But so I did some projects with that director. His name was Brigham McNeely. And so I did some projects with him. And that was like more behind the scenes. And I did a music video as well. But I just started doing that, and then that kind of gave me the confidence. But like I said, it all started because of CrossFit and giving me that confidence. And then I had, like I said, because I did the audition for that play, I was like, I got to get past the fear of doing play auditions. And so the local Gaston County Little Theater in Gaston County, in Gastonia, they had auditions for Diary of Anne Frank. And I really liked that show. And so there was this one character who helps, brings in the family to stay there. Her name is Meep. And I was like dressing the part. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And I ended up auditioning in front of everybody. I did get the part. So I was like, okay, just facing my fears and trying to do it. Now there's other things I like to do, but it's just, that's how it kind of
where you prefer to be.
I prefer there, but I love doing the behind the scenes and like creating my own project. Because whenever I was at Talent Inc., I met Mina, and then we started making our own little projects, and we've done things here and there. We would like to do more. But life happens. But I'm trying not to rush it.
Yeah, don't rush it.
I don't
take your time, but hurry up.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
It's like you wanna. Also, I'm very I mean, yes, I could do submit myself to everything, but I also have projects that I don't want to work on because they don't match my values. And I don't want to be
completely understandable
a part of that. And so some projects I've recently seen, I'm like, part of the what you're saying I like, but the other half, maybe the organization itself doesn't align with my values. So I'm like, I just can't I can't do it. I'm like, I
It's
hate
okay
it.
to say no.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I know even in the beginning stages, some people feel they have to say yes to everything. You don't have to say yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't say yes to everything
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
at all. No, it doesn't make sense to say yes to everything.
No.
Especially when it deals with, interfering on moral values and, your beliefs and things like that. If it goes against what you stand for and you believe in, say no.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, do it nicely.
Yeah.
Because who knows who else there can put you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Nah, this one's just not for me.
Yeah. And some of the stuff, it's like, I'm not even saying anything to anybody. I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to submit for that, or if I even see somebody out there posting information about that they're looking for maybe even crew or something like that, it's the same thing. But it's, yes, it maybe takes you out of the running, because then you also do, with social media, unfortunately, you get that little comparison like thing, like, well, so-and-so over here is doing all this stuff. And it's like, I'm just sitting here, doing my own thing, or I mean, I haven't gotten a little bit further than I like, but I try to remind myself I may not even want to be in their boat of what they're doing.
Sometimes you got to roll alone.
Mm-hmm.
That sound good, didn't it? Sometimes you got to roll alone. I'm just saying. Ooh, you hear that boy over here talking? Listen, sometimes you have to be on your own when it comes to a lot of stuff. Sometimes, yes, there's a community, but in the way I look at a lot of things, it could be 100 people in this room. We all know each other. We all work together.
Yeah.
But there should always be a very smaller collective of people that you talk to and deal with and work with, quote unquote, regardless of the situation. Sometimes you can't put your feet in everybody else's shoes.
Yeah.
And especially as a creative, we all can do something, which means we don't have to copy what they're doing or do exactly what they're doing. Because I know sometimes, you get into that space of, oh man, I should have, because they're doing.
Yeah.
And now, well, no, you said no for a reason, and if you say no for a very specific reason, you shouldn't second guess yourself. And this is not me talking to you, because I know but for the people watching, like sometimes saying no is a bigger blessing than saying yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It truly is. You just have to, you gotta know.
Oh yeah. And I'm not like, oh, I'm wanting to be a superstar. I'm like, I already say I'm already a star since my last name is Star. So,
boom.
I don't, I was born a star. So,
Nice.
But you see some of these creatives that, all of a sudden they like got this big project and then they're nowhere. And I recently saw there was some actress that was, she's a great actress. I think she's British, but she was in The Odyssey, and she was talking about like she hasn't worked in over a year in film. So I was like, I try to remind myself, like, even the people that everybody knows or you've seen their work a lot, they may not be working, or they may be, doing different things. And so it's hard not to compare yourself.
True.
It's especially with social media, it does make it harder.
Yes.
But I have to keep on and remind myself, I'm like, but say if a project comes out, like, would I want to be in that project? I don't know if I would, or maybe I would have. It just kind of depends. But try to keep myself on track in that aspect.
I'm working on a short film. Yes, another one. Yes, another one. And the question that the short film is about is kind of like what you said. You see all these things going on with all these different people, and then you do say yes when you feel like you should have said no. The one question is, but are you happy? Yep. So I'm putting that together mentally, and because it's a true question, but are you happy? When you see them, That looks so much fun. But would I be happy if I was there knowing these people? You know, like I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Yeah.
And if I saw people hanging out at the bar, like, dang, I wish I was there. But it's like, but would I be happy?
Yeah.
I don't smoke there at the cigar lounge. Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, you do kind of get in that space where you start comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah.
But it's like, who are you comparing yourself to, number one? And then number two, would you be happy if you were there? Like, especially if it's a space that you said no to.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I know I wouldn't be. That's why I said no.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to exclude myself. Y'all have fun.
Yeah.
See y'all next project.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you said there are mostly like a lot of the filmmakers and everything. You're finding these auditions mostly on Facebook and social media?
Some have been on Facebook, social media. I will say a lot, like audition wise, I've been doing more submitting myself through like Actors Access, which is the acting site for those who are actors. That's how you submit to the projects. But I mean, a lot of the indie stuff, yes, it is through Facebook. Now, like I said, I also do behind the scenes work too. And a lot of the stuff I've done that way has been through social media or people I have worked with, and they say, hey, would you, here's your name, and they give it to somebody. So that's usually how I find projects there. And same thing also, I've worked, I think I had a work crew with some people, and then they reached out to me and they saw some acting stuff, and then they asked, if I would, like, one of them, they saw my reel as a cop, and they just said, hey, would you be our warden for our project? I was like, yes, I would love to play a police officer or anything like that before. So I'm down for it. So that's kind of how I've found that. And like I said, the community is very small. And, the first project I did behind the scenes work on, the director, her name is Victoria, and shout out to her and her team, and I think it's Pasha Entertainment. They did a horror film. It was filmed right during the pandemic, so that was fun doing everything, mask and a lot of what we were doing. Man. But I had found out through, her name is Kia. She also, shout out to her, because I met her a long time ago at one of the film events, like before I even started doing film. And she saw my name on the list about being a production assistant, and she asked for me to work with her in the wardrobe. Now, we all learned I cannot iron. So we learned that was not my skill on that project. But no. So and on that project, that's what really solidified kind of like the community I had started building up, because everybody was so great. It was awesome because, like I said, it was a female director, writer. Pretty much almost all the crew, except a couple people, were female led. It was awesome. And so they put a high standard for me on projects. Luckily, I've been pretty good and, being a part of projects, but that's kind of how I found the acting, within acting and the behind the scenes work. So pretty much a lot of it indie wise is connections to local people and working with them. And, if they like you. Now, just because you work with them doesn't mean they're going to say, hey, I want you to be in my movie, because you may not fit the role, which I understand. But
correct.
But I am, once again, I'm selective. I may work behind the scenes with you and I'll be like, hey, this might be a good opportunity depending on the project or different things like that. So,
yeah. And that makes sense, especially when you can do a lot, when you know a little bit more than a little bit, because we could go somewhere and, I'm supposed to be a photographer, and we get there and they're like, hey, can you guys do video? Well, I mean, it's the same camera case for me.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, Shamar, you got them pictures, I get this video.
Yeah.
And we make things happen. Because like with 8 Ball, I was just the editing consultant. And, things took place and it was like, hey, can you color grade?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Can you do that? I said, yeah, just send it to me. And then when I got everything, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this audio because I can't hear.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, great. Hey man,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So again, shout out to Ollie for that. But, I took the project that again, like you said, he edited.
Yeah.
He contacted me about certain things, make sure he knew how to line things up, where things needed to go. It wasn't like advanced yet simple stuff, but it was like, okay, wait, don't do it that way. This is more simpler. This is quicker, easier, and simpler. Do this.
Yeah.
So he would, go back, he would do it. And then, when he sent the final version, I sat there and watched it like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And then I went into it. But I tell people, pick one thing.
Yeah.
Start with that. And it sounds like your one thing would be acting.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then, like I said, though, because I started in the pandemic time, it's kind of awkward because you kind of we're like, I do the behind the scenes a little bit because that was the other thing is that, people were talking about if you do behind the scenes work, sometimes people will just solely see you as maybe a crew. So I've tried to be choosy in what I do because I'm trying to get individuals to see me as an actress. Yes, you can see me as other things, but if I want you to first think, oh, Jennifer, actress, that's what I want you to think first.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And she can do all these other things. Like for me, it's like, oh, Tae does video.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like or means to whoever. Tae is known for being behind the camera. I didn't know he had a podcast, and I didn't know he can do a little bit of acting.
Yeah.
I'm only saying a little bit because I'm sitting beside Jennifer. Here we go with this comparison thing, But it's like I can do a lot more, but I want you to know me for one thing, and I'm in a sense in that space of where know what I do, but trying to figure out what I want that number one thing to be for people. Because it's been 15 years plus, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I'm known as the videographer. I do the video. But we working on changing that because Tae tired of holding the camera all the time. You come hold this camera. You tell me you want to hold on to it for 2-3 hours straight. I said
It's
what
like
I said.
a workout.
Yes. That thing is heavy. Think about lifting a 5-pound, 10-pound dumbbell. It's like, oh man, this is easy. But over time, it's like, oh God.
Oh yeah.
This oh my God.
Well, I was on set for another project recently, and it was now they had better equipment than I've seen in any of my little some of my projects before. Like the equipment was like top notch, and it was like the big rig, and it was like the thing, I don't know whatever it was, the rig, and I was like, that thing is like, it made me hurt my back just looking at it because I was like, how are you standing upright right now? Because it was crazy, but it was really cool. But I was just like, because I love I dabble in photography stuff too. So that's the other thing is I really love the camera stuff and the cinematography and so I've always liked the visual and everything like that too as well. So like I said, if it's something I'm interested in, I'll try it out. If it don't work, it don't work, so yeah.
But the key thing is trying.
Yeah.
You don't know what you get until you try. Think about it. You went to start training with CrossFit. Basically said, if I can lift up do these deadlifts, I should be able to open up my mouth in front of a group of people.
Yeah.
and pursue what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's not something that you were forced to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that plays a part in a lot of things too, where sometimes we become the creative or become a X, Y, and Z because that's what we've been told to do.
Yeah.
You know, things have been pushed on us to become, and it doesn't always work out. Mm-hmm. But are you happy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, so you've done this for a while, all the way back to theater and high school, right? Mm-hmm. With everything that you have going on, the job titles, the auditions, booking the role, how has your support system been in the midst of all of this?
They've been good. Family are great. That, if, I'll sometimes say, I got an audition, like, especially if there's ones that I can say, sometimes you can't say on certain ones, which gets you're like, oh, I wish I could, but I'm not going to get sued from them. But they've been great. And then, like my best friend, shout out to Heather. We've been friends since third grade.
Oh, wow.
Third grade. So we go back. We both were weird. We're still weird. But when we were in theater, she would come and she had, you know how you would do like for football, they would have signs. She would have signs in theater. So, I mean, like she's like a true cheerleader. She's like that for everybody. But see, I have her and then I have my other good friends from college. And everybody's been supportive. Sometimes if you haven't booked bigger roles, they're like, well, are you really acting? Is it really there? Some other, sometimes you hear that. But I will say this, sometimes, I mean, you get things from people about like, why aren't you like further along or whatever? But I feel like sometimes the harder part is yourself. Like sometimes you don't feel like it's hard to motivate yourself and you negatively talk bad to yourself. And like I said, for me, that's been kind of my journey has been trying to deal with that. And then the whole comparison thing and everything. Also, worrying about what people think. That's the other, I think that's sometimes for me, sometimes it's like I worry too much about what someone's going to think about whatever it is. And so then that causes you to I guess, dim your light. So sometimes I feel like that may be a little bit more for people too. I don't know. But that's for me. That could be a big thing. But I have a great support system and everybody, my mom's like, we're getting too old. You better get on that red carpet soon. I'm like, okay, Mom. I'm trying to do that.
Just give me a minute. I'm working on it.
I'm like, I'm working, guys. But so she always will joke with me on that. But it's just trying to. You have people that can push you, but it really most of the time it comes down to yourself to being able, afraid of getting rejected, which now with actually also when I was looking for a job in 2008, that prepared me for like acting rejection. Cause like I said, I had a red book and I had over 1,000 applications. That was never heard anything. So yeah. I feel like it's a lot of times it could be yourself too.
I think you as a individual is the number one person that can do a lot, say a lot, because I mean, you're talking to yourself. Sometimes you don't ask for opinions. You just, well, should I? And then you play every scenario in your head, except the one that actually happens, and it comes down to self-doubt. And then the question is, why are you doubting yourself before anyone else has a chance to even say anything? We had a discussion. I can't remember who it was, but it's like, ask people early.
Yeah.
Don't wait until you're on like step 8 of 10 and say, hey, what do y'all think? And they're like, no, that's garbage. That's a stupid idea. And they're being genuine, not, you know, hating on you or anything like that. And it's like, well, why didn't you ask at the beginning before you spent all this time and sometimes money getting this far and then ask? You know, sometimes you have to ask these people and you have to know who to ask.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want a yes man or a yes woman.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then you need one.
Yeah.
But for the most part, 98.9%, no, I don't want you to just agree with everything I say because you're not challenging me to think, you know, or to do, you know.
Yeah.
So have you had to deal with or anybody just basically like, Jennifer, what and why?
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, you get, you know, with acting, I mean, you can't, I mean, statistically, they say like, I think it's like 1% actually make it and with like money wise and stuff, you know, but, it's like, you know, you're told, oh, you should do this type of job. And, or like, I guess also the other thing is like, I think a lot of it's more of like, well, have I seen you on anything? And if you haven't, then it's like, are you really doing it? If that makes sense. Like, I think they think that you're doing acting. And so it's like, just because I'm not on like, you know, I'm not like the Kardashians or something like that, you know, doesn't mean anything. And I mean, you just get, a lot of times though, I mean, sometimes you'll get that from friends, family, whatever, but
true.
A lot of times but also at the same time, I get, you know, try it. You know, you're only going to live once, you know, you know, but, I would just say like sometimes and then the thing is it may not be for me, it may not be like directly told to me, if that makes sense. It's like kind of like beating around the bush, kind of like what I'm doing right now. But
I see you over here trying to select your words wisely, trying not to offend anybody. But listen here, let me explain something to you. If you don't care about my feelings, I'm not going to care about yours. Whoever that is too. You know, I'm going to give you the same energy that you give me, but you can ask those like Shamar. I can be petty 1,000 in a split second, and I will give you the same energy. So when you look at me crazy, just understand you started it. I know how to finish a lot of things now. Yeah. But listen, if you have to tread softly on these words, Jennifer, we're going to get through this. And I will translate whatever it is. She said she's sick and tired of y'all telling her that she can't act and that she need to hurry up and figure this out. You hear me? She said, hold on and wait. Okay, except for you, mama. It's not you, mama. But for everybody else, let her cook. Ain't that what they say today? Let her cook.
Let her cook.
Okay, I think my rant is over. Listen, y'all gonna leave Jennifer alone. Okay, she's getting these gigs, she's getting these jobs. What y'all don't understand is there could be somebody doing something for 10, 15, 30 years before they, quote unquote, make it big, get on the big screen or start this restaurant. I mean, the Colonel was what, in his 60s, 70s?
Yeah. I think Morgan Freeman, he started like 50. Or he I think he got his bigger stuff when he was like 50 or something.
When he was
something older. And so, well, personally, I'm like, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm like, because, you know, I feel like as I got older, I figured out who I am. So I don't think I had at one time I had thought, I was like, well, you know, when I was younger, like I was afraid to do some kind of audition for something when I was really young, but it was a movie, and I was like, but if I got that, I don't know if I would even be prepared. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot going on if you do make it big or whatever. But I mean, that's not really.
There's a lot that is put on you as you elevate. Not once you elevate, but as you elevate, you think about the knowledge that you gain, quote unquote, in the little stuff, right? So when you do get that big call from Warner Brothers or a Tyler Perry or somebody that's
When I become Squirrel Girl for Marvel, they are not ready for that, but just let you know. So
you hear that, you hear that, Marvel, she's ready.
Squirrel Girl, sorry.
So listen, you have to know who you are and where you are, and a lot of people want to tell us who we are and what we should be.
Yeah,
and you have to know. Take what people say with a grain of salt. It's their opinion.
Yeah.
But how much of it is true? How much of it needs to be worked on, fleshed out, you know? How much of it needs to be ignored? Because I ignore a lot of comments.
Yeah.
I ignore a lot of things. I ignore a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Shamar will tell you, when I cut you, you're done. You know, there's no conversations to be had.
Done.
Yeah.
I will cut you quick. So you've been doing this for a while, and I keep repeating that because I want people to understand that, like, you didn't start yesterday and tried to do everything.
Yeah.
You've been auditioning. You've had the stage fright.
Yep.
You know, I had
still
stage
get it.
fright.
Yeah.
We went to go perform at a house party, and we had this bright idea. We're not going to put the lyrics on the song.
Oh, gosh.
Because we know it. I knew everything word for word. And we got up there. It was my turn. I said the first bar and I froze.
Yeah.
And my face was literally like,
yeah.
And all you heard was all the kids, and they ragged on. And I think this is around the time 8 Mile came out.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it was horrible for me.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, run that back, DJ, run that back. So he started it over.
Yeah.
And I killed my verse. But after that, I was like, I cannot believe I didn't get past the first line.
It's like your brain just like
Everything
goes
left.
away. It's like whatever you prepared.
Yes.
And I've learned. So I've been trying to focus more on also with my acting, like try to be more just present, because just me in general as an individual, I'm sometimes like everywhere. So like it's really sometimes I struggle to be. I'm just here. I'm listening and reacting. So it definitely, with the fear of it, it definitely takes a lot. You got to like focus on it.
Yeah, you have to stay focused. For people like us, you have to get a grip on this ADHD because the mind.
I call it squirrel brain.
Squirrel.
Squirrel brain. Squirrel.
We know
squirrel.
about squirrels, don't we, Shamar? Because we
So
do that
that's what I
all
call
the
it.
time.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
No, we don't do that.
He's like, you do.
Look, y'all, I said what I said. I said we. So it's we. Me more than others. Because I'd be like, hey, Shamar, remember that one time we went to that place? He'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, so what's for lunch? He'd be like, what did them have to do with each other?
I mean, they can all relate. I mean, it's amazing. A lot of people laugh at me because like I said, the Muppets, and I can relate anything back. Like anything that's when you know you watched a lot of movies, is that if you say one thing, I can relate it back to a movie, and I literally visualize it in my head.
Yes.
And it is, and they're like, Jennifer, what? I don't understand. Like, how did that get to, and I'll say the line or whatever. And I'm like, but yeah, I can't remember where I put my key.
Exactly.
So.
I've watched so many movies and so many TV shows. I'm one of those people that no matter what you say, like if I say first things first. Oh, he
Sorry.
like,
Papa, freaks,
you know.
all the honeys, dummies,
And-
Playboy bunnies. All right.
See, and now he's going with the whole verse, you know. And if I'm like, if I say certain things or I hear certain things, you know, like if somebody's like, I'm about to raise my prices. There's a Christian hip hop artist named Aha Gazelle, and he's got a song that's like, ever since my price went up, the people ignoring me. And I hear this whole song every time somebody says something about pricing or I'm raising my prices. I have that song. It's like, what you looking at? It's like, what you looking at? Ain't no beat in me. And it's like, oh, these are going through my mind. I'm trying to remember them, but because I'm in the moment, I can't think of any. You know,
And they'll come out later.
yes, yes, but you know, I'm just one of those people that everything relates back to something. And I'm like, I would really love to be able to create a series, you know, doing that. But we're talking like years of copyright infringement and, you know, the legalities just to get this 3 seconds of a song played, you know. So I'm like, I'll write it and pass it along.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry, we need to talk. Somebody, whoever, we need to talk. You know, but but yeah, that's me too.
Yeah. I call it kind of the superpower though, because that's what also makes me want to try different things too. Because like I said, people find it, they're like, oh my gosh, you're just like, if something looks fun, like I'll do it. And I'll just say this right now. I've been doing pole dancing. I've learned how to pole dance because I've randomly just wanted to learn how to do something fun. And so, you know, it's like, I'll do anything, like I said, except jump out that
you got to get
plane. No, I like to be on the ground.
Yeah.
So
you have to get out. You don't know what you like until you try it. You know, give it a shot. I know there was a statement that's like, you know, you should try everything at least once, except jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
You know,
try to be smart.
And it makes sense, you know, because at one point I'm like, cameras are expensive. I'll just figure out how to become a rapper.
Yeah.
And I'll stay in front of the camera, you know, or, you know, I'll learn how to act. That way I'm in front of the camera. But then I start looking up camera prices and, you know, this is around the time of the T3i era. And I'm like, that's not that expensive. And it's made for me.
Yeah.
You know, the beginner hybrid camera to do photo and video.
Oh, yeah.
And I found one on Amazon. Not Amazon. Oh, I'm about to date myself. Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist
Not both
killer.
of y'all.
I just think of Craigslist killer. I've watched too many Lifetime movies.
Yeah, but that was after this though.
No, okay.
You know, so I looked it up and he was selling the camera, an extra battery and something. And he was only selling it for like $350.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got that.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
Then I started buying lenses, listening to other people. Yeah. I've never used those other lenses.
Yeah.
Never. You know, with the variable aperture. You know, the wider it is, you know, it's at f4, but as you zoom in, it goes down to 5.6 and all of that. I was like, yeah, I have no need for these lenses.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't know until you try. And y'all know, I sat with that camera like this for a year, telling myself, well, they don't look like that. They don't look like his and they don't look like hers. And, you know, I took a picture and it was just straight white.
Yeah.
Take another picture and it's straight black because I'm not learning the settings. I'm literally trying to quote unquote figure it out without taking the time to learn. So at least you've taken the time to learn and apply. And that right there is a story within its own. That to me tells me personally, you're willing to do it.
Yeah.
Except jump out of a plane. We're not jumping out of no planes
I will
over here.
stay on the ground. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I just love trying new things, and you know, I'll say this: my mom and dad say I am Jethro Bodine from the Beverly Hillbillies. I don't know if anybody ever watched that show, but he was always saying he was like a double knot spy and some other things. So we joke that that's me. And then I was like, he had ADHD. I think that character had ADHD because he was always going to be something. And so yeah. So I just, you know, it's just so much fun, and it's funny because I don't think it's. Because somebody had told me, oh, that's so courageous. And I'm like, I'm just doing something that I like. It looks interesting. I'm going to try it. Like, I guess I don't think of it as courageous. Like, I'm like, okay, let's just try it. And it's kind of funny how I don't see it as that, just because I'm like, I'll just try it out. I mean, the worst thing is I'm just not good at it, or I'm just, you know, I'm not there to try to be like the professional of whatever it is I'm trying to do. And
You're
everything.
harping on an interest.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the line of you're so courageous, we have to think that, or have to know, we speak from our own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
could have come from someone that's
Mm-hmm.
like very timid,
Yeah.
very, oh no,
Mm-hmm.
well, what if?
Yeah.
And I've realized that even, you know, some of the people that have sat in that same exact chair
Mm-hmm.
you're sitting in, and I've learned that from, you know, clients, potential clients, like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing that we say is our biggest, the biggest thing, the easiest thing to do is the hardest thing to do, which is just
Mm-hmm.
press record.
Yeah.
Press record. You know you're recording.
Oh yeah.
You know you got that little 32 gig SD card, so you
Yeah.
ain't got but 15 minutes to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, what are you gonna do with
Yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yes, you have to just try.
Mm-hmm.
Just try.
Yeah.
So let's move this along. With everything that you've been through, everything that you've done, your support system, what is one seed that you would plant for the viewers?
Just try it. I mean, just try whatever piques your interest. I mean, if it's, you know, I hang out with some cosplayers and they just, some of them are very really creative, and they're like almost like fashion designers, and they're just doing stuff just to have fun. You know, I had a conversation with somebody one time, and I think that also helped kind of get me where I wanted to with acting.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was sitting in the conversation, I was like, I need to do this because I don't want to regret at the end of the day that I didn't at least try. Because you're already counting yourself out if you haven't tried, and keep on going. And it could be difficult. And, you know, also at the same time, like, I like to have certain things in my life. Like, you know, I'm going to have a regular job, or, you know, to make sure I have money to do things I want to do. But just, I don't know, just try it and see where it goes. And definitely try not to compare yourself. And like I said, that's easier said than done, but that's just always, I'm trying to remind myself on a daily basis that even though I may not be where somebody else is, that I maybe kind of would like to be at their level. And hopefully whenever I'm ready, and I'm trying to get, I've been, you know, I'm taking acting classes. I'm trying to get better at my craft and different things like that, and doing other things that will help me get better at my acting. Like kind of like similar with the CrossFit. I did CrossFit, and that's what got me into the acting part. So I would say is just try it best you can and see what happens. I know it's really difficult sometimes because some days you're like, why am I even trying? It just doesn't feel like anything's happening. But
yeah, I mean, I quit almost every other day.
yeah. Well, I usually say that in my head. I'm like, maybe I should quit right now. And then I'm like, oh, but it's like there's something in me. I'm like, no, you got to keep on going. And it had always been there too when I was younger too. I felt the similar like voice. That sounds that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean?
Yes,
like you just have that inner monologue. Please don't think I'm crazy. But yeah, the inner monologue, I would say it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. So try. Mm-hmm. Like Aaliyah said, if at first you don't succeed,
pick yourself
up and try again. See what I mean?
Pick yourself up and try again, try again.
So, yes, I agree. You know, you failed once. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe you did something wrong. Try it again. Mm-hmm. You know, thinking about it like science formulas. Yeah. Something is off if it doesn't reach the result that it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. Figure out what's off, which is basically trying. Mm-hmm. When you figure it out, now you know how to do it every single time.
Yeah.
So yes, people, try. Keep it moving.
Yep.
So Jennifer,
Yes.
can you please tell the people where they can find you if they want to book you or have questions?
Okay. Yeah, I am on Instagram. So it's Jennifer _star STARR because there's 2 R's. And that is my Instagram. That's where you can find everything. So I have like a link tree, has my links to the YouTube channel where you can watch our dark comedy that we did with me and Mina. And then also like Actors Access and other different things that you could want to know about me. But check me out on Instagram and you can follow me there.
And there it goes.
Yep.
So this is the section where I open the floor for you to ask me a question, make a statement, give advice, ask for advice, whatever the case may be. So the floor is yours.
What would be your advice to people on, trying to get started in creativity or at least keep motivated?
Ooh. It's a very simple yet difficult thing. And it's get your butt up and go do it. Waking up is the easy part. But at some point, you have to put action behind your thoughts, action behind your words. So, again, the most easiest yet difficult thing to do is press record and start with what you have. If all you have is your cell phone, use the rear camera. No, you can't see yourself, but use the rear camera. It gives you a better quality instantly than the front face camera, and just go. Do until you figure out where you want to be exactly. It's best to press record and start figuring it out instead of thinking that you figured it out and what you put out nobody cares about, nobody likes, nobody watches. So that's my advice. Just press record. Just press record. Not that difficult. So, yeah.
That's cool. I like this. Yeah, sometimes it can be once again, like I said, I'm a people pleaser. So you're like thinking about what everybody else is thinking before you hit that record button. So I understand that for sure.
Yeah. And it's okay to have people in mind when you do it.
Yeah.
And thinking about what they may or may not say. But at the same time, it's like you kind of have to push that to the side because a lot of times we don't do because we're solely focused on what they might think. Yeah. When we haven't even had a conversation with them. Yeah. And just because you talk to somebody like, oh man, that's whack, that's stupid. I tell people, I say, think about T-Pain and Akon. T-Pain wrote, what was it? Was it the Bartender song? Or it was one of his first songs. Yeah. And Akon was basically like, nah, we're not doing that. No, I'm not. And T-Pain took it and that's what launched his career. Yeah. So that being said, you can't always focus on what everybody else thinks and says, Yeah. And I think that, and I know that's for the collective. That is for all of us. Yeah. So listen, Jennifer. Yes. I greatly appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. And I think that's it for this episode. Unless Shamar got questions.
Sounds good.
That is it.
Well, that's it then. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I am your host, Tae.
And I am Shamar, Tae's trusty sidekick.
And this is Jennifer Starr.
She's like, I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
She was born a star.
Yeah. Don't forget, check out the website. We have shirts, we have hoodies. There's getting ready to be another design released, and we're getting close to being a little chilly outside. So yeah, make sure you go get you a hoodie. creativerootspodcast.com.
You said we're getting close to being cold outside at 91 degrees in this recording.
Yes.
All right.
But when this episode comes out,
All right.
which
Be
is
prepared.
only next week, I'm getting a head start.
Listen,
I'm getting a head start.
Get
Order
ready.
before they all sold out.
stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I know. Go ahead.
Exactly. Go get the hoodie now in 95 degree weather. Feels like 110. Go get the hoodie. But that's it. Shout out to Allen Look Studio, Charlotte Podcast Studio, and Art Box Charlotte. And we will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Bye.